I joined the military in 1990. I served in the United States Army in their Military Intelligence Corps. I served as an airborne enlisted personnel in 3rd Special Forces Group and was discharged from the United States Army with an honorable discharge in 1994. While I was at Fort Bragg, I injured my legs in a parachute accident in which I came down. I was going to land in a safety vehicle, so I kind of ran with the wind and came in very fast and turned to slow down, and basically my legs went the wrong way. But I packed up my parachute and ran off the drop zone, and later on that evening, about 45 minutes later, my knee was the size of a basketball. So I got out of the military. I started working for the United States Postal Service, in which I further injured my legs. While working for the United States Postal Service, I heard of the Disabled American Veterans. So I went to the Disabled American Veterans to file a claim with the VA to get service connected. They actually asked if I would mind working for them. I became a supervisor in their Reno office and then later a supervisor in their San Diego office. The surgeries and the injuries that I had in the military started to come about every 6 months. So I retired from the Disabled American Veterans, moved to Florida. I lived there for about 7 years, and what I was really missing was the passion to service our veterans. So I decided to move back to where I grew up in 2011, and I wanted to join as a volunteer in our veterans community. And when I started going into the veterans community, I noticed that there was a real need dealing with homelessness and at-risk veterans. I started going online and looking for different events that are in our veterans community. One of the events that I was really fond of was the idea of a stand down, and that took place in San Diego. That's where they started. So then I asked, well, what can we do to bring that here? And one of those was to start the Delta Veterans Group for the sole purpose of bringing Contra Costa County its first homeless veteran stand down. And that's where the need came from. And then it kind of progressed from there. Now we deal with housing, health, education, and employment. Those 4 pillars of veteran success is what veterans need as they transition out of the military and into civilian life. They're going to be able to get services with shelter placement, transitional placement, housing placement as well, long-term housing placement. We're certainly going to be feeding them. We also are going to be providing them with resources, but more importantly, we also want to give them a moment where they can be around other veterans. We're here to talk about hometown heroes, and a lot of times we concentrate on the ones that are walking around amongst us. I certainly don't look at myself as a hero. A hero to me would be Sergeant John D. Aragon. On June 12, 2008, Sergeant John D. Aragon was killed by an IED in Iraq and became Antioch High School's first killed in action, and those are the heroes. If people are out in the community and they're looking for how can I help Delta Veterans Group accomplish their mission, they can certainly go to our website. That's deltaveteransgroup.org. There's a humongous red button right there to volunteer, and what you would be doing is volunteering your time for Stand Down on the Delta, which is going to take place from September 11th through the 14th of 2015 at the Contra Costa County Fairgrounds in Antioch. Other ways that the community can get involved, there's other clubs, the women's club and stuff, that are doing hygiene packets, but we have ladies in the community that are even making little hoodies, you know, little camouflage hoodies for the veterans. The person that gets this hoodie is going to love this hoodie. I know that because I want to keep it for myself. I would like to give a shout out to the organizations that have helped us. That is the VFW Post 6435, Brentwood's VFW Post 10789, the Pittsburgh VFW, the Pittsburgh American Legion, the Antioch American Legion, the Veterans of Oakley, the Vietnam Veterans of Diablo Valley, Clayton Valley's VFW, Hayward's AMVETS Post 911, the Department of California Disabled American Veterans, the Department of California American Legion. I go out into the community and to the veterans community, not just because I'm a veteran, but it's a real desire and a need to be able to serve that community. If we as a grateful nation don't stand up and serve that community, then we're not going to have that community to serve. And all of our freedoms come from our veterans community. It's not the politician that gives us the freedoms. It's not the pastor that gives us the freedoms. It's the soldier that gave us those freedoms. So I served them because they served us.